Hello, folks. All right, we're back again at it. I hope everybody's doing good out there in their universe, whatever time it is, time zone you're in the globe. Well, this is Brian here with the 7 aspects of life channel. Coming at you every day or every other day or twice a day sometimes, talking about the 7 aspects of life, which are the all the aspects of life that we need to constantly work on so that we can reduce any challenges or any resistance, or kind of smoothing out pitfalls or potholes, or any slowdowns that we might experience as we focus on continuing to work on fulfilling our purposes on a daily basis and working on making our dreams come true. These are the 7 aspects that we need to focus on. If something's going wrong, as you continue to fulfill your purpose on a daily basis, assuming that you already know what your purpose is. If not, then there's a video I have. If you can scroll down or up, it'll explain how to, just briefly on how to you can get your purpose. What's your purpose? It's the reason why you're here on earth, the reason why your creator put you here on earth. You need to find out what that is. Just like if we notice that everything in nature has a purpose, so definitely, if nature has a purpose and you're part of that nature, then you definitely have a purpose that there's a reason why you're here. And the reason why the 7 aspects exist is so that we can work in the 7 areas to minimize any distractions. Because if there's anything that's slowing you down, if there's anything that's stopping you, if there's anything that's making you not go at the pace that you desire to go, it's usually going to be in one of the 7 aspects. Like if you check one of the 7 aspects, you'll find something in there that's probably something's missing, or if something's not missing, then something is not updated, or it's moving backwards. It's degrading. If it's not degrading, then it means that maybe it needs to get updated or upgraded. If not, then it means that maybe after you're upgrading it, maybe you're not mastering that situation to where it's no longer a challenge anymore. And sometimes after you master something, there's always new levels of mastery, because just because you master something doesn't mean that it's the end of it. There's always new levels of mastery of a situation. And once you achieve mastery of anything really, then it starts to prosper. And I'm talking about good things, not negative things. But negative things too also. You can master negative things too, but that's not what we're talking about in this channel. So if you can troubleshoot. If you're having you're slowing down on fulfilling your purpose, trying to get your dreams to come true, or if there's any stoppages, if there's anything that is slowing you down, or just you're not going at the pace you want to, the problem is probably going to be in one of the 7 aspects of life. There's something in there, in one of them, or maybe both, or 2 of them, or 3, or the whole, or all 7 of them. There's going to be the troubleshoot. When you troubleshoot, you'll find the problem in somewhere in there, one of the 7, or all the 7, or 2 of the 7, or 3 of the 7, whatever the case might be. And if you're doing well, the same thing. You'll realize that you're working on all the 7 aspects. It's like the engine has some cars have 6 cylinders, some have 4 cylinders, some have 12, depending on the power. So we will consider this engine of ours will have an odd number of cylinders, which is all the 7 cylinders. All 7 cylinders should be firing at a maximum capacity. You should have maximum impact, maximum power coming from all the 7 pistons. We comparing the 7 aspects as 7 pistons in an engine, and if not, then something might be wrong with the pistons, or a car generally. If your car's not running the way it should, if you pop the trunk, or the hood, I mean, you're definitely going to find something in there that's going to tell you what's wrong. But if you're doing good, then definitely all the parts of your car are running good. So that's what this is. But the 7 aspects are really like one giant ball. They're not like separate, or one like, or one is more important than the other. They're all wrapped up in one. It's just that sometimes for you to study something, or for you to understand how something where to do what, you have to dissect the thing. Like if you take your car to a mechanic, he'll have to take the engine apart to if he has found out what or if he's troubleshooting, or is trying to find out what the issue is, or he's updating something or maintaining. Sometimes he has to take apart the engine, which is made out of many components, many parts that when put together run like one unit. So the 7 aspects are one unit, but just for the sake of being able to understand and to study them and to know where to look, we take them apart like that. And I say that to say this, that the spiritual aspect kind of takes care, the spiritual, the soul, and the body aspect kind of takes care of the other. That's aspect number 1, 2, and 3 takes care of 4, 5, and 6. Because that's you're building yourself first, even though 4, 5, and 6 is still part of you, but this is like the foundation, and the spirit aspect is the foundation of the soul aspect, which is the foundation of the physical body aspect. So now this video today, I wanted to talk about the relation, your roles in your life, all the roles that we have in our lives in relation to the 7 aspects. So when I say roles, I mean that the parts that you play. It's almost like life is like a play, right? So we have different parts that we play in this play, this theater we call life. So some of the roles could be like, for example, I am a husband, I am a father, I am a son, I am a sibling, I am a citizen of the earth and a citizen of the country that I live in. I am a businessman. I am a YouTuber. I could say that. I would say I'm a philosopher in a way. I am a church member. I am a citizen of the kingdom of God. I am, so there are a lot of roles. I am a neighbor, I am a civil servant. So there's all these roles that we play in life, and as you know it, each role has its own rules, that you need to play. So if you're playing the role of a father, that there are rules that you apply that you would not apply when you were playing the role of being a businessman. And when you're playing the role of a businessman, the rules change when it comes to you playing the role of being a husband. So you have to master those rules, obviously, so that way you can maximize your efforts in those roles. So the reason why I'm bringing up roles is that this is the when it comes to you have a mission statement. I talked about mission statement. You have the general mission statements that summarizes your purpose and your mission and your vision. So what it does is it just reduces your purpose into words. Like whatever it is that you believe your purpose is, you write it down in words, and you write it down in consideration of what you want it to look like towards the end of your life. Like, what do you want your purpose to look like as you work on it on a daily basis? What you want your dreams to look like when you work on them on a daily basis at the end of your life? What do you want? You're starting with the end in mind. Then when you have that visualization of what you want it to look like, that you come back to the present day and you write that down. So that mission statement is going to help you to daily maneuver and daily go through your activities so that you can eventually end up at that destination. It helps you, it guides you to a certain point in life in the future. And then you also have mission statements for each aspect of your life, each of the 7 aspects, so that those aspects can be, they'll probably be related to you making sure that those aspects are in healthy condition. But also those mission statements should be in working in tandem, working one-on-one, working together with the main mission statement of your purpose. It's like when you have a company, all companies have mission statements. All countries have a constitution. A mission statement is a constitution. It's a creed. It's a philosophy that you follow, based on your purpose. So a country can have a constitution, and every ministry, every department of the government can have their own separate mission statements, but all those separate mission statements are in alignment with the Constitution. They would not write mission statements that would be contrary to the Constitution. So your mission statement concerning your purpose would be aligned with every mission statement of all your aspects. And the reason why you're doing that is so that you don't detour, you don't make a detour, or you know exactly what to do every day, so that way you're not veering off course. It'll be a reminder. As human, it doesn't mean that you're not going to make mistakes. It just means that you will know when you're making mistakes, and you'll know how to get back right on course if you're getting off course. It's just like when you're driving on the road, on the highway, the steering is not usually like just stiff. You're not like just driving at a dead straight line. There's usually a movement, even though it's a slight movement of the steering wheel. You kind of like controlling the vehicle to stay in between the broken white line, the lane, in between the lane. So as you micro steer as you're going, even though it's a straight highway, you still micro steer, just to keep the car in the lane. So what these are is they just help you to know when you're veering off, and to help you to know where to go back, which position to stay in, so that you know that you are where you're supposed to be. Example, if you're driving, for example, the lanes, they're like the lanes that guide you on which part of the highway to stay, so that you keep yourself and others safe. So that's what those mission statements would be: the main mission statement and the other mission statements of every aspect of your life, so that they are all working in unison, towards your destination, towards fulfilling your purpose every day, and towards helping you fulfill your dream. And so that mission statement will be guiding you. Now, also, when it comes to roles, now that's how you behave, how you're going to control yourself. That's what the mission statements are for. But the roles are something else. They're similar. It's another aspect of the 7 aspects of life, because now when it comes to roles, now this is how you behave towards other people, in connection to the 7 aspects. Now let me give an example so I can make this clear. So when it comes to, like, for example, the spiritual aspect, as a father, you could have your role is to maybe teach your children how to talk to the Creator if they're younger, or if you have people around, your inner circle who are interested in learning how you do that. Then first of all, of course, you have to learn it first before you teach, but I also believe that the best way to learn is to learn knowing that one day you're going to teach what you're learning. So that way it makes you attentive on what it is that you're trying to learn, so that way you don't pass on wrong information. So, first thing you would do is you'd want to teach, either your children or anybody in your inner circle. I always say that start with the people in your inner circle first, because you can't go spreading good news to other people out there, and yet your house is burning. Unless the adults in your house don't want to hear it, then you have permission to go outside. But if you have kids, good thing with kids is that they're always open for their teachability aspect. The teachability is very high. They're always willing to learn. They're always curious. One thing for sure is never diminish your child's curiosity. If as an adult, if you have turned off your curiosity, turn it back on. Purposely. Start wondering about life again. Staring at the clouds or a butterfly. That curiosity should never die out, no matter how tough life is. So anyway, so you will teach them when it comes to the spiritual aspect. You'll teach them how to, assuming that you already know, teach them how to talk to the Creator. Teach them how to read the Holy Scriptures. Teach them how to fast. Teach them how to gather with other believers of the Creator and His Son. Teach them how to meditate on the Holy Scriptures. So that would be your role in the first aspect, which is your spiritual aspect, on being a father. So all this time we'll be talking about how you work on the spiritual aspect for yourself to make sure that aspect of your life is running in a healthy state, so that it doesn't create any distractions or stoppages. Now, what you're doing is when it comes to the roles, it's kind of like you're taking the duplication aspect, which is the seventh aspect, and you bring. And I told you they're all wrapped up in one. So it's kind of you bringing it back into now you're practicing. It's like what I'm saying is you're taking all the seven aspect of life, which is your duplication, and now you're kind of duplicating yourself on all the seven aspects now, because they're all connected anyway. So if that would be an example, if you were playing the role of a father, teaching your children on the best way to how to talk to the Creator. So that is the outside. You're working on the outside, because all this time we'll be talking about how you work on yourself. Now you're working on others. That's just an example. I'm sure you can come up with very many others. Another one I just kept that would be important is teaching your children how to be charitable, to the facility that believers in the Creator meet at. There's usually some kind of charity that we give, some kind of like a Thanksgiving amount of money that we give. You can teach them that, and then moving on. I'm just giving examples of kind of like starting, if you're listening to this, just starting you off at what that would look like, and then of course it's up to you to give many other examples out there. And then when it comes to the soul aspect, and I just gave one role. There's so many others. I just gave one role when it comes to the spiritual aspect. But when another role, I could let me not go to the soul aspect yet. Let me give an example of another role in the spiritual aspect of life that you could be playing. So, for example, if you're a husband, you could be also doing the same thing, almost like if you're a husband or a wife, you could be like also sharing what you're learning from the Holy Scriptures with your wife, maybe teaching them or praying together, or just letting them know what your experience is with the Creator, maybe what you've learned, how He has brought you to where you are. That could be something that you do as a role. And with the roles also, you do need a mission statement. So for example, if you have when it comes to the first aspect, which is your spiritual aspect, you could write a mission statement on each and every role that you would play there. Like, for example, if I'm a father, I would have a mission statement that says, I will teach my children everything that I know about the spiritual aspect, and as I learn myself. Because it's like you're teaching and learning. You're like a teacher. You're like a teacher and a student forever. Like, that will never stop. You're always teaching. You're always learning. Like that's just a continuous flow of information. It comes from somewhere. You take it, you digest it, you absorb it, you use it, and you pass it on. So you'd have a mission statement like that. You'd have a mission statement of maybe learning from your parents. You could say that I'm going to ask my parents to teach me what they've learned about their relationship with the Creator. So you have a mission statement. So by the time you're done doing this, it's probably going to be a nice, good, thick notebook if you're writing it on a note. But the good thing is, once you're done with that, you are working at a very high level, like on a daily basis. You're a very, very aware human being. It's like you would be like a well-maintained, high-powered supercar, super sports car. You will be like, you will be running at tip-top condition. Doesn't mean you're not gonna make mistakes. Doesn't mean, you're still gonna be human. It's just that now when you do make mistakes, you know what to do. You know how to fix it. It's not gonna be like a challenge to fix it. So the next one I'd want to talk about is, so 2 examples. I've given 2 when it comes to the spiritual aspect. Now, when it comes to your soul aspect, you could also say the same thing. You could write mission statements on every role that you have. If for soul, for example, if I took the role of being a businessman, I would say I will learn everything I need to learn about my business. I will write notes. I will practice everything that I need to practice. Maybe you give yourself how many, certain time of a period of time, maybe duration of when you might want to practice something that you just learned, or put it to apply it in your business. And maybe if it doesn't work, you say, okay, after 6 months, if it doesn't work, I'll switch to something else. Just kind of writing mission statements based on the aspect, but that will be probably for you. Now, you could be maybe write a mission about your customers. Maybe you're going to start, have a, maybe take it to the next level when it comes to the service that you're offering. Up the game every time that you have reached a certain level. You can ask them how you're doing it in your performance with serving them. Another role, maybe as a church member, maybe you could decide that you're gonna maybe be more of an encourager. If that's your spiritual gift, you're gonna be more of an encourager to other believers in the Creator. Just many examples that we can come up with, but I'm just gonna give 2 for the sake of time. 2 for every aspect. And remember, this is mission statements. Mostly we've been writing mission statements to guide ourselves. Now it's mission statements to guide ourselves as we deal with others. So, and then when it comes to the physical aspect, you could maybe say that you're going to, if it's a wife, maybe you can hold her accountable on maybe her diet. Maybe she needs somebody to hold her accountable. You can help her do that. Maybe you can encourage other people to exercise. Maybe you can be their accountable partner. You can partner up with a gym. Somebody who can support you at the gym. Somebody gym partner. Again, there's many examples that you can give. For every aspect of life concerning the roles that we play. In life. If you are a neighbor, maybe you can decide that you can maybe switch partners, or you can share space when it comes to a home gym, so your gym can be larger. Maybe you can help each other out when it comes to equipment. Maybe he has certain equipment at his home gym that you don't have. You can partner up with that. Again, many examples that you can use. So I'm just going to give 2 on each. I'm sure you can come up with many more. So now when it comes to the finances, you can decide to maybe teach others, how it is that you're succeeding in your finances. You can show them what to do. You can maybe purposely encourage them. Maybe kind of do like a walk with them, step by step to whatever. If it needs, maybe for them to open a stock portfolio, maybe you can help them do that. When it comes to maybe as a father, maybe you can teach your children how to budget. or you can teach your children how to take them to work if possible, so they can see where your money is coming from, how you make your money, and then the 2 examples for every aspect. The other one is, of course, we talked about finances. So social life, it could be like somebody maybe is having a hard time. They're having a hard time in being able to, maybe they're not very good at socializing. Maybe they have a problem. I'm closing the window because there's a car behind me that's very loud. It's funny that every time I'm about to videotape, there's always like something, a distraction. So my windows help me to minimize distractions, right? So, it could be that you help maybe somebody who's socially awkward. This is an assumption that you already know what your purpose is, an assumption that you're learning these things and they're working for you, and now you're passing them on. And also in consideration of most of this time we've been talking about how to guide yourself. Now it's how to guide others, inside your the roles that you play. So you can write a mission statement, or maybe helping one person per day. It could be like maybe just making somebody smile, finding somebody's how they. It's passing it on. You can write a mission statement on each and every role in all the 7 aspects. It sounds like a lot of work. Hopefully, you don't see it that way. But if you do it like in that systematic way, then what we're doing is we're covering all our bases. Because you don't want to leave anything baseless. You don't leave anything not touched by purpose. You want everything. Of course, we can't cover 100% of everything, but we can try cover every aspect of life with purpose. So that way, nothing is left out there, untouched by purpose. So once you can do that. You can. If you see somebody who's socially, awkward, you can maybe see if you can help them out, whichever way and capacity that you have to help. Sometimes you don't even have to be like a skilled person in that. You can just be a human, and that's qualified for you to help them, And, so when it comes to the duplication, renewal is, maybe you see somebody who's tired. They're probably tired all the time. They work all the time, and there's people who are clueless that it's okay to rest. I'm sure they're not that many, but there's people who might be like out there. They don't know that they need to take a break. They don't know that it's important. Actually, it's almost like I heard one preacher say that it's almost like a sin to work 7 days a week. Because you see, even in the Holy Scriptures, God, made it a mandatory for the people, to rest on the 7th day. And if you didn't, you got punished. So the other day I was thinking about it. I was like, wow, God was actually forcing people to rest. Who does that? Imagine being forced to take a holiday or something, and what I thought was it had to be very important, because there's something he knows that those people who don't want to rest don't know. Because if you're just going, obviously you'll be burning your candles on both ends, and shortening the period of time that maybe you need to fulfill your purpose. So rest is important. Maybe you see maybe somebody is struggling with insomnia. Maybe you could help them read up on Google on how to fix that, or they can go see a doctor. Obviously you can go see a sleep doctor. I'm sure there's sleep doctors out there. But 2 examples of every aspect. This is just now us looking outward. We're doing the duplication thing on all the 7 aspects using roles. And then the last but not least is duplication. If you can meet somebody who's really good. I meet a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge. They know a lot. They might be like older, in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and they have a lot of wisdom and knowledge that they have accumulated, along the years. And maybe to encourage them to pass it on to the young people, like on purpose, like kind of share their life, so that way you never know, because whatever they might say to the younger generation will help boost their their purpose driven lives too. It'll boost, it'll make it easier for them. It'll help them not to start from scratch, just like we're trying for the younger generation who's around you, or even your friends who are around you, not to start from scratch. You've already made the mistakes on their behalf, so they don't need to make the mistakes again. No need of repetition. I heard one smart person say that experiment, making mistakes when you're just experimenting in life, is the creator's way of teaching those people who don't want to use mentors. Mentors are like a shortcut, really. So you can encourage somebody who's really has lots of knowledge. That they don't even have to be older people. Even there's some young people really good at something that they do, and maybe they're not passing it on. And I don't mean like, there's obviously some things that you can't pass on to everyone. It might be like a corporate a secret, or it might be a something like a what do you call it, mental property, but you know what I mean, just general information that might be beneficial to whoever who's listening. As a dad, I can teach my children how to teach other children what I'm teaching them. If I taught them something and it worked for them, and they see their friends struggling with the same challenges, I can encourage them to teach other kids. Because I always tell my kids, I'm telling you this so that once you're good at it, you pass it on to your friends. And that could be something that you do. So you can write a mission statement on each and every role inside every aspect. So that way, when you meet that situation, your mind already knows what to do. When you're at home, your mind knows what to do. It's like your brain is constantly working on purposefully working on everything that you're doing. There is constant the engine of purpose is running in the background. Because once you write your mission statement, it's almost like your brain is waiting for you to tell it what to do. That's what our brains are like. It's like a car that asks you, where do you want to go? The car is asking you, steer me. I have the engine power. I have the horsepower. I have the tires. I have the aerodynamics. Steer me, point me to the direction you want to go. So your brain is the same way. So if you're giving it all these good directions to go, then it'll remind you. When you get to that situation, it'll because you probably, because it's you, that's you. You're actually becoming more of you than who you were before you came up with a mission statement, before you knew what your purpose was, before you knew what to do when you're dealing with others when it comes to the 7 aspects of life. Okay, so that's what this is all about. And with that, I will see you on the next one. Everybody be safe. All right, bye.